So, how are you?
I can
So
hear you. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing really good. I just came home from being at my mom's. Um, so that was fun. Um, so tell everyone your story.
Okay. Well, I'm from Appalachia, Jackson, Ohio, and I have spent the majority of my time writing songs. That's what brings me the most joy. So, I've been doing my best to share them with as many people as I can over the years, and while maintaining financial stability at the same time, which can be difficult. But yeah, I mean that wraps it up pretty well.
Yeah. So you've been making a fundraiser for this school. Um,
Yeah, we had a big event. My friend Bart Wiseman, he had started the Sonic Rhythm Academy, which was a school of rock for local youth. Basically, an after-school kind of program where kids who had an interest in music could come and learn how to play in a band. And it was a really, really nice thing. And he passed away suddenly, and so we wanted to keep the school going. And to do that, we had a big fundraiser, raise money to buy instruments and uh, take care of whatever else. I really was just in charge of playing music and helping book the music, so I don't really have a lot to do with what happens with the academy, except
well, I
for
looked up your name and I noticed this school. And I'm like, wow, this guy's a teacher. And I've actually interviewed some people who are also not only musicians like yourself, but are also like a superhero, like teacher by day, uh music teacher by day,
yeah.
uh you know, entertainer, performer, or composer by night. I don't know what they performally call it, but I mean, when you hear the word musician, you either think, okay, they're musicians. I don't know. But I think that's really cool that I meet all these interesting people, and some of them are. But I think it's cool with what you're doing. I mean, you um. So like, I'm a writer,
Mhm.
and so it was Well, first of all, did you get your COVID uh COVID like shot and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been vaccinated, and I've had COVID twice, even though I'm vaccinated. But at least I didn't have to go to the hospital either time.
Short story: my mom's boyfriend got sick, and then she got sick. Well, actually, I came over because I wanted to be there for my mom.
Right.
So I, of course, went over there just to be there for her, and I was like, "Oh no, I got it now."
Oh man.
And it's not pretty, but you know what? So you got it twice. So was it the second time after the co?
Yeah. The first time was in November of 2020, and I I got pretty sick because there weren't any. I couldn't get vaccinated then, and then I got vaccinated in April 2021, and I caught COVID again just a little bit ago. It wasn't very long ago.
So do you think it's not as bad when you get the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say that's probably true. I mean, the second time around still was miserable, but I didn't have nearly as bad of a problem as I did the first time. Um, I was able to recover a lot faster.
Yeah, I mean this virus is just unbearable, and there's just all these types of crazy theories going around, and I always like to make sure that my audience knows that this is important as it is when you're in a pandemic.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to cuz I mean I wouldn't shun you away, but I would be like, "Okay guys, but I would be clear like just because this guy didn't get tested, trust me, you're
Right.
gonna want to get it. Get the
Yeah, I've
COVID
been
test."
very careful, and I do my best to look out for everybody else. You know, that's my thing. So
Um
I got vaccinated as soon as I was able to.
and yeah, I mean, it's really crazy that this, but it's really good that more people are getting vaccinated. More people are actually listening instead of turning their headphone, instead of turning the world off and just looking at the looking at the screens. Looking at the scrolling through social media, looking at the some of the weirdest shit I've heard. Like I've heard earlier today that people who are unvaccinated are trying to go all the way from South. I literally heard this last night. They literally went from South California, and he was on the. Oh gosh, I forget his name. His name is Jimmy. It's not Fallon, but it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay.
I think that's his name. And these people are from South California, and they're driving all their trucks. They're not vaccinated, and they're going all the way up to Canada, and Canada is trying to close its borders.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and guess what they did other stupidly? What? They said, look, they looked at this priest, and they got that new Elvis movie coming out.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, they got this new Elvis movie coming out, and it's freaking funny. And you know how there's this theory that they say Elvis is alive,
Yeah. Yeah.
like he's still breathing. These people, two whack jobs, not vaccinated, very church loving people, went to a priest and took a picture with the priest and said, look, we met Elvis. He's still alive. Oh my gosh. I didn't think this was possible until I saw this on the Jimmy Kimmel show. I was like, ugh.
That's hilarious.
Oh my lord. And Canada is just closing its borders like, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah, they don't want us coming up there.
I don't blame them because some Americans think it's okay to be unvaccinated and not listen and just think, okay, we're not gonna whatever, but so besides the pandemic, do you what has motivated you to become a musician? Or what inspired you?
I mean, I just like to make songs that help people deal with certain parts of their lives, you know, things like that. I just tell stories about life through my songs, and try and share my experience. And most of the time, what I've experienced, somebody else has experienced, and so um,
That's
songs
exactly
that
what
help
I
people get through. Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what I do as a writer. I write my stories based on how I feel, but also make sure it's symbolic and good representation versus bad representation because you don't know because I want to make sure they might not be 100% kid friendly, but I
Right.
make sure that they are appropriate to the aesthetic tone of the story. And I mean, it's crazy how stories that we write, that we make up, kids can look at this and look at something negative or something.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, there's that new Cuphead show, and kids who see a black hairy character with golden horns
Yeah.
will automatically think that's a black man.
Oh man.
Like I've seen bad representation, but there's been some good representation that I have seen in my life. And but some kids, some people need to be aware that these are, and that's what I'm also doing in my video gaming, is I'm mentally looking this and saying, okay, this is not okay, and people might look at this and point at things, and also pointing at things and details. But I also point out how the show Peacemaker is not mentally good. Like there's a lot of mentally, I mean, we're living in a world where it's okay to, like, it's okay to do stories, and they Disney does it beautifully. Like Disney and ABC really make sure that their stories are accurate. They make sure there's something great and symbolic, and they make sure that there are store that these stories um excuse me, like these stories can be good representation versus bad representation. And and trust me, I've seen some stories where they could take a huge turn for the worst if some of these games are good given to the right appropriate people. And Disney and Marvel Studios, Hulu have done greatly that, with with that. I mean, I've even pointed out how some of the gaming, I think, can be very influential if put in the right appropriate manner.
Yeah.
And and I've given um my fair ideas of what is okay and what's not. And even though I'm saying them from weird, bizarre games, I'm talking about something real. Because there is video games like Borderlands 3, I thought was a great representation, even though it has a lot of violence. There's a lot of influence of how social media has been the epicenter of wrongdoing. And that was the villains that you saw, the two villains that you see portrayed in the most weird and bizarre ways. And you know what? Peacemaker's father and Peacemaker, sometimes they googled the weirdest stuff and stupidest stuff online, and they absolutely believed it. And that was my idea for top bringing up Peacemaker in a Borderlands 3 video game because that's what the villain
Okay.
was people who were fake news. So, or not fake news, but just fake stuff out there. So,
Yeah.
do you have like any like favorite superhero you grew up with?
Um, it doesn't get super deep for me with superheroes. I've always liked Spider Man. He's pretty cool, But I also I liked to read a little bit of the Green Lantern when I was a kid. He's a cool superhero. And Punisher.
Yeah, and I grew up with both Green Lanterns, the African American Green Lantern, and the white Green Lantern, which I think
Absolutely.
um with the animated Justice League show versus the comics and the movies, I think Green Lantern was such a great symbolic representation of good versus evil and even the aliens. Because if you think about it, they really represent good, pure heart of soul versus um what has can rage do
Yeah.
and what can fear do if we let fear be a good idea or jealousy and I really love the idea of them fighting each other, but it was like a great symbolic of good versus evil
Absolutely.
and how can our own emotions control us, or like mental health, like anxiety, depression. I could see the Red Lanterns, an idea of anxiety. I could also see the fear, the Yellow Lanterns, as an example of people who've let their schizophrenia take control of their lives
Oh yeah.
and let it get on them. Um, but even though they fought each other side by side, they also fought against each other too, because there's been times where they've not been doing using good for their powers. And so speaking of Spider-Man, are you excited for Spider-Man um Across the Spider-Verse Part 1?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty excited. That's gonna be pretty sweet.
And I'm talking about the one that's this year, not the No Way Home.
Right. Not that one. Yeah. Yeah. When is this one coming out?
I think it's October.
Okay. That's a good time. I
Yeah.
always want to watch that kind of stuff around that time of year.
Yeah, it was definitely really awesome watching it. Um I really loved yeah, especially if you think about it, cuz like it gave that Christmas vibe, the first one,
Yeah.
cuz it had snow coming down. So it made sense for part 1 to come, but for the first one to come, but now this is part 1. And like I would not be surprised if part 2 they have like Tom Holland come in, cuz if you like Tom Holland, you should go see Uncharted. Did you see Uncharted?
I have not seen it, but I saw the preview. It looked pretty awesome, man.
Are you a video gamer?
I do play, but normally I play I mean, I've played the Uncharted games, but typically I like to play Fallout and Far Cry, and I really like Grand Theft Auto. As it can be negative, but it's it's
Oh
still
yeah.
fun to play. The races and stuff like that online are so much fun.
Well, I get it. I can see some of that, but I really don't play Grand Theft Auto just for my mental health.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really a good idea. if you're someone who's been, you know, has mental health issues, has a mental, turn off ishness,
Absolutely.
it can be very negative.
Yeah. Oh, I completely understand. Without a doubt, you just got to take it in small doses. That's how and I really control what I'm doing. Like, I really love playing the races on there. I think that's what I've done the most out of anything is just play the racing online. But I really lately have just been playing Civilization 6, man. That's a fun game. I've just been
Civilization
playing the,
6, I know some of my friends have played that game.
yeah, I mean, it's a simulator, but it's really fun. You just start from the ground up and build your little cities and try to defend them, take over other ones. It's pretty fun. Kind of like Risk.
Risk, I know that one. Crap, my brain can't wrap around it. So, yeah, I loved all those. I even got Destiny 2. That's a really cool one. If you're a huge Dungeons and Dragons type of guy.
I've never played Destiny. It's not one that I've gotten into, but I what's the I want to get into Elder Scrolls Online. I think that would be really fun.
I think they got the new one, Elden Ring.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I even got like I was gonna say, I got all the Aloy. I got her. I got, yeah, I got her. I got Destiny 2, and I got the new, and I really love this game, Avengers. That one's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also got like Spider-Man Miles Morales because I'm gonna do a talk of the new Proud Family Louder and Prouder
Heck yeah.
series.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, and do like a Proud Family later tonight. Right before the night I go off back to my mom's because I'm gonna go to that Bright Festival. Um, the Bright Winter Festival. Are you gonna go?
Oh, where's that at?
It's in Cleveland.
Cleveland. So I'm like 4 hours from Cleveland, so I don't get to go up there very often.
Ah, dang it.
I know.
I'm really excited for what is it? Bright Winter Festival.
Who else playing?
Who else is playing?
Yeah.
So I saw Madison Cummings last night. Oh shit! I don't have my phone on. So I'm looking it up because I know I have this thing on. Um, you know, Bright Winter. I know that. So hopefully it doesn't like rain or anything. I could go out in snow, but if it goes out in the rain, I'm gonna be like, no. Okay, so I know Taylor Lamborn is gonna be there. I know that. Wait a minute, I want to put this on.
Hey there, Jason Nicholas from 19 News. Bright Winter 2022. The countdown is on. So let's head over for the forecast on the west bank of the flats. After rain and ice and snow late this week, we do dry things out for Saturday. That is good news. The only issue with Saturday is while we're going to be dry, we'll have some sun. It's going to be chilly. Temps in the low 30s.
Okay, thank God. Because I've heard some talks of it being like it's gonna rain or it's gonna snow. I'm like, I have to make sure. No. But yeah, it was definitely. I know. Gosh, they got a huge list. It's crazy. It was crazy to see who was coming and who was not. But yeah, I go there every year, Bright Winterfest, and it's so much fun. I went last year, and let me tell you, I was lucky because that was during the pre-year of COVID entering, and I think we left before it got even crowded. So trust me,
Oh,
it was was that last year or 2 years ago? Dang, it feels like forever. No, I think it was canceled last year. I think they did like a visual to give people some.
so something online or something.
Yeah.
That's
The,
cool. Who is your favorite band?
my favorite band. I did love Madison Cummings last night. I also love what else I love? I love my favorite band for Ohio, or do you mean like in general?
In general, if you're going to listen to music, what's the first song you put on?
Oh man, and I'm looking at my Spotify.
Heck yeah.
Um, I listen to all types of music, but I love listening to 22. Like, mm, have you heard of 2WEI or
No,
Hidden Citizens?
I might have heard of Hidden Citizens.
Um, yeah, I'm even listening to because I've been having sleeping issues, so I'm writing
Okay.
I'm writing like a superhero with sleeping issues, and so I've been listening to oh whoopsie Moon Knight.
Okay.
You ever heard of Moon Knight?
No, I haven't. What's it like?
It's a soup. It looks scary. Are you a scary fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, because I know some people aren't, some people are. So Moon Knight is supposedly a guy whose name is Steven. Supposedly. But in the comics, he has borderline personality disorder. I can't
Okay.
even speak. And he has like multiple personalities slash multiple variations of himself. And supposedly that's what's going on is you don't know what's real. You think he and you're just following this Steven guy. And that's
Okay.
what's going on through his head is he has multiple personality. He has a multiple personality disorder, which is, I know that's not appropriate, but that's the big deal. And
Yeah,
it's very psychological. And and I wondered what got him into it, because you know who Ozzer, I can't say his name right. Oscar Isaac.
I don't know who that is.
Do you ever follow Star Wars?
Oh no, nope. I don't watch the Star Wars. My dad does. I know. I didn't like them whenever I was a kid.
I felt the same way when I was growing up with my dad.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked Star Trek when I was young, but then as I started growing up, I was like, I'm much more into the Star Wars
yeah.
as a
I
kid.
mean, I've watched the original three a few times, but I haven't seen anything past those, honestly.
Oh, okay. I really liked well, supposedly one of the actors from that movie, the previous trilogy, um, is is coming back, or is making an intro into uh, the MCU, and it's supposed to be really good and really fun. I'm really excited for this new show, this new series. It's coming out March 31st. Now I know for a lot of women empowerment out there take it as an idea of, oh, this is, well, borderline personality disorder is actually in March.
Mm,
And that's who Moon Knight is, a guy who struggles with borderline personality disorder.
okay.
And March is Oscar Isaac's birthday, which actually I think is at the end of March. So having it be the end of March is a good idea.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, man.
Yeah, so have you ever struggled with any mental struggles, or
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely. I've had a lot of issues over the years, anxiety and depression, and trying to figure out how to manage those medically, and you know, uh, just a lot of issues over the years. But I've found what's best for me is a lot of exercise, spending time in the woods, hiking, and just spending time with people I love. That's the best medicine that I can get, because all of the side effects of the other medicine makes it not worth it to me.
mm,
But it's difficult. I still have my rough times, as we all do.
yeah, I mean, I do take medicine.
Good. Yeah. I mean, if you find the one that works for you, that's great.
And you found
That's
the one
fine.
that works for you, right? The
Well,
ones.
not my medicine is just not a prescription. I just I've got to exercise and things like that to be
Gotcha.
able to function. Yeah, so my that's my alternative to pharmaceutical medicine, but I just I just do my best, and I fall into seasonal depression and things like that. But as long as I don't feel like killing myself, I don't really get too concerned. I know how to deal with it otherwise,
Hmm.
you know. Yep. It's hard, but
Yeah, it
it's
is.
life. It's crazy to me that some people don't have to deal with that stuff at all. There are people that just don't have mental illness, mental issues. They're lucky.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's really a scary road. But I take in my meds. I do my time. I do take some pills, but I don't take like a lot of them. But because there are, like you said, there are some medications that don't work for you, and there were some medications that, to me, my mom thought of this as being okay, too much. This is like
Yeah,
an overdose.
yeah.
Like if you're taking too much medication per day, you're like overdosing yourself, and that's
Well, and
why.
you become a different person. You're not yourself anymore, and that's the thing. I still want to be myself and express myself. I'm an artist, so normally in inter introducing those kinds of things to my mind interferes with the creative side, with my left brain, and I don't like that. So I just kind of have to find balance otherwise, as long as I can wake up every day and want to continue to live that day, then I'm happy. Um, that's all I look for in life, is the will to go on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really good that you know that even though there's medications that could be good for you, it's good for you to know when is there too much. Like,
Exactly.
my mom told me that I might have ADHD, but the reason why she didn't put me on medication is because, well, I had a lot of medication in me.
Yeah.
So it's always good to look at this and go, okay, but always ask your doctor about medication and knowing
Always.
what medication is right for you.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
And because I get what this guy is saying, because learning from what my mom did, who is a medical person, she actually got a great degree. She actually was very good at her job. She did phenomenal at her job. Um, and she did a lot of good things with that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so
Is she's in the Cleveland area too?
Cuyahoga.
Okay, I got you.
So a little down south, but which is actually where I grew up with. But
I'm all the way down in the southeastern part of the state. If you drive about 45 miles east, you're in West Virginia. I'm very, very, very down here.
yeah, so like, so you really do stand up for mental health, or it seems
Oh yeah.
like
Oh
a
yeah.
mental health advocate, and
Big time.
yeah, that's really good, and
A lot of my music, if you listen to my music, it's deeply rooted in the hardest parts of my life. I'm telling what I was going through, and so other people who are going through that can hear it and can be like, "Wow, that's exactly what I'm feeling," and maybe understand it a little bit better, be able to digest it. That's kind of where my music comes from, is my mental health issues, my mental illness. I just call it like it is.
hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me because I don't know what else other to
Yeah.
talk about, but I'm really grateful that we had a chance to talk, and hopefully, if the speakers are good, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just want to make sure. Uh, Thank you for having me, or
Yeah.
bringing me here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And feel free to reach out anytime, my friend.
Okay, bye.
All right. Take care.
Oh, right.